Hey everyone, so for today's video I'm just going to be showing you guys just like the main things you need to know when you do your makeup, because I know there's like a lot of people that don't really like even know where to begin or whatever, so this is just kind of like to help you give you some guidelines, I guess, on what you like need to do your makeup. Now I'd also like to say makeup is just makeup. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to listen to me at all. You really don't. You can do it however you want to do it. This is just some pointers and key tips, I guess you could say, for doing your makeup. So yeah, but you can totally do it however you want. You don't have to listen to me at all. So yeah, that's all I have to say. So if you guys want to learn some tips on how to do your makeup, then keep on watching. Okay, so first things first, before you do your makeup, you definitely want to moisturize your skin. And before I do my makeup, I always wash my face, moisturize it, and then give it, I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that, so everything can really like soak in and everything like that, you know what I mean? So wash your face and then I almost dropped it. So wash your face and then you want to moisturize your skin. I use the St. Ives Timeless Skin Collagen Elastin Moisturizer. It visibly reduces appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. So I said wrinkles really weird. I meant wrinkles. I don't know why I said it so weird. So next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to prime your skin. If you have big pores like I do, the Benefit Professional is really good. Also, just like a really good like all over face primer is just really any face primer, but this is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Primer Base. This is just a primer, and primers just blocks off the makeup from actually going into your skin and making you break out. That's the purpose of primer. There's different benefits for different primers, so you just have to kind of find the one that works best for you. Okay, so I went ahead and applied the Benefit Professional. So next I'm going to go in with foundation, and what you really need to know is you need to figure out if you have oily skin or dry skin. That really depends on what type of foundation that you might be interested in. Me personally, I have oily skin, so I tend to go for more mattifying foundations. A really good matte foundation from the drugstore is the L'Oreal Pro Matte. If you have dry skin and you're looking for a more, you know, radiant, glowy look, then a really good drugstore foundation for that is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. But sometimes I do mix this in with the mattifying one. And then I personally think the best way to apply foundation is with a damp beauty blender. You can get drugstore ones like the Real Techniques sponge is a really good one. Me personally, it didn't really work on my skin. I don't know, I didn't like it, but I've read a lot of reviews on people who do like it, and it's only like $5 compared to the beauty blender. But this thing is so amazing. Like, you can use it for so much stuff. Like, you should just really invest in one of these because they're awesome. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some of this on the back of my hand and then dab my beauty blender in it and pat it all into my skin. Now I'm not gonna put it on camera because nobody has time for that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do this really quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and go on to concealer. And the concealer I like to use is the Maybelline Master Conceal. Ew, I said that so weird. Okay. And I like to use this because when you are doing makeup on other people, it's really nice to have a concealer that you can squeeze out onto something rather than like an applicator where you can apply it, because that's not really sanitary. That's one of the reasons why I got this. Concealer's totally optional. Sometimes I don't even wear concealer. You basically want to highlight the parts of your face that light touches the most. So underneath your eyes, your forehead, and your chin, and like your nose and your cupid's bow. So basically the whole center of your face is where you want to highlight, and the whole outer perimeter is where you want to bronze. Basically, I'm just going to take some concealer, and I just like to put it right here just to cover up my dark circles, and also on my eyelids to use as a base for eyeshadow. Now, this doesn't work on everyone, but a really good eyeshadow primer is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and this is just the original. I like to go in with my Beauty Blender and just blend it all out, but I'm going to go ahead and skip through that because you've seen me do it multiple times, so... Okay, so I went ahead and blended that out. Now you want to set everywhere that you put that concealer, and you definitely want to set your under eyes. I have fine lines, so what I like to do is I like to bake, but for some people you don't need to do that. Some people you just need to set it with a little bit of powder, and the powder I like to use is the RCMA No Color Powder. This stuff is only $10, I believe, and then a really good one is Laura Mercier translucent powder. That's also a really good one, but that one's it's really expensive, so you can just get this for $10 and call it a day. First, I'm going to set my eyelids. I just take some of that powder and just set my eyelids. Now I'm going to go ahead and bake my under eyes. Now really you just kind of have to play around with it. Like one day maybe you just set your under eyes and throughout the day keep looking at it, and if you crease then try baking and then you won't crease. Okay, also another tip if you have oily skin like me, if you take your damp Beauty Blender and then you dip it in this translucent powder and then you press it into the skin like this, this will keep your skin so matte. It's crazy. Okay, now moving on to brows. I really like the Anastasia Brow Definer. Now, you don't have to fill in your brows if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. But what I like to do is, just for some tips, you can just... Okay, I said just way too many times. So yeah, I just like to take the spoolie and brush through it like this. And then for a more natural look, if you're not really into doing your brows, I just like to kind of take this and just run it through and just do short little strokes like this. So you can totally fill these in however you want. I do have a brow tutorial, so I'll link that down below. Yeah, just fill them in however you want, really. It's totally up to you. Next, what I like to do after I do my brows is I just like to dust this off really quick. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the face. For bronzer, bronzer super simple, super easy. A really good one from the drugstore is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. All you need is just a brush, just dip it in there, and just lightly bronze up the skin. You want to bronze right here and all along the outer perimeter like I said earlier. Okay, so now next on for blush, I'm not really a big blush fan. I don't like a lot of it. So what I really like to use is I like a little round brush like this, and I just like to very lightly dab it in any color that I want. You can choose any blush, whatever, and then I just tap off the excess and you just kind of just lightly apply it. Okay, so next moving on to highlight. Highlight isn't necessary at all. I personally just like it. And if you have like a lot of texture, like me, then the highlight is definitely going to show that. So if you don't want to show your texture but you still want some highlight, then you just need to get like a really sheen highlight. Just yeah. Me personally right now I'm not really feeling the whole shimmer thing, so I typically just add it the top of the cheekbones, cupid's bow, and the bridge of the nose. Okay, now moving on to eyes. If you are just starting out, I highly recommend getting the Morphe 350 palette. It has all the neutral colors you will need. It has shimmers in it. This palette literally just has everything you need. Like, this is the palette that I use all the time. So this is what it looks like right here. The main brushes you're going to need, you're just going to need a big fluffy brush like this. You're going to want a more precise brush like this. You're also going to want a flat brush like this to use to pack the color onto the lid. So yeah, basically the main steps of doing your eyeshadow, but I mean you can totally do it however you want, is if you're first starting out, you just want to start off with a light brown mattes is what you want to put in the crease. You can put shimmers in the crease if you choose to, but for a good transition color, light brown matte colors is what you want to use to apply into the crease. And you're going to take the fluffy brush that you have, like the fluffiest brush, and grab any light brown. So I'm going to grab this light brown up here, and you're just going to dab your brush in it and just run it in the upper crease just like this. Okay, so now that you have that, to further deepen up the crease, you just want to go into a brown shade that is darker than that first shade. It doesn't really matter how dark. I mean, you don't want to put obviously like black right there, but this brown color right here will do just fine. So I'm just going to take this smaller, more dense brush in that brown, and I'm just going to apply it directly into the crease. Okay, so next, once you have that, you're going to go back in with your blending brush with no product on it, and you're just going to blend out the edges of that darker brown that you just used. So basically what we're doing is we're creating a gradient, so it's going to go from darker to lighter. If you're using a matte shade, you can just take this flat brush and just pack it on, or if you're using a shimmer, you can take a flat brush, dip it in the shimmer color, and then you can just spray it with some water, spray it with some MAC Fix Plus, even eye drops would work. Or you can also use your finger. I'm going to go in with this bronze shimmer down here, and I'm just going to use my finger to apply it. I'm going to go ahead and go in and darken up this crease, which is just going to be super easy. I'm just going to take this same brush, and I'm just going to dip it into an even darker shade, and I'm just going to dip it into this shade right here. And I'm just going to start out here and apply it in the crease. And then all you're going to want to do is grab this blending brush again and just blend it all out. Okay, and then once you have that blended out, some of the pigment is obviously going to come off. So you're just going to dip back into that color and just reapply it really quick. Now moving on to lashes, and all you have to do is just curl your lashes and apply some mascara. Okay, so now it's time to move on to the bottom lash line, and basically all you want to do is repeat the steps that you did on your crease to the bottom lash line. Now, you don't have to if you don't want. That's just how I'm going to do it. You can actually do it however you want, but like before, lightest to darkest, you know what I mean. So I'm going to take the first light brown and just run it all along the bottom lash line. And you want to go into the second darkest shade and just apply that a little bit closer to the lash line. And then I'm going to go back into that darkest color that we used and apply it super tight to the lash line. And I'm going to go back in with that brush that we were using before and blend that dark shade out. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply some mascara to the bottom lashes. Okay, so now the only thing we have left to do is lips. There's not really any tips to show you on lips. I mean, you just apply the lipstick where your lips are at. So, I'm going to do a nude lip with this. You could do whatever lip color you want to do. I mean, you could do a dark brown lip, you could do a glossy lip, you could do whatever you want. You could do purple, I don't really care. But I'm just gonna go in with a nude lip, and yeah. This is the finished look. It's super easy to achieve. I hope some of these tips will help you guys do your makeup. I don't know, but like I said before, you can do your makeup literally however you want to do it. So you don't even have to listen to me at all if you don't want. But if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up and go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos that I post. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you guys learned something today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.